tendency to go further and go beyond limits. When ladies are kept in a separate place, it is not they who are kept in a separate place, it is men who are kept in a separate place. The dangers flows from men to women. You see? So men are kept apart from women to save the women from the ugly looks of men. And there is no stopping that. You see, in churches, what happens? Men and women pray together. And when they go to church, they go all best dressed up, with most beautiful clothes on, with all the lipstick and makeup, as if God is waiting for their beauty to be shown physically to him. The Holy Quran speaks of a different type of beauty. It says, take your taqwa, the inner beauty, when you go to the mosques. So the result is that they cause distraction. When we gather here in the mosque to pray to Allah, and when we are men alone, there is no distraction. Because also we don't have a gay society among us. All the measures are taken in Islam to suppress that tendency. So with the result that everybody who comes to the mosque, he comes with the sake of having a union or communion with Allah, and he is not distracted at all. So also women are free. They can say their prayer freely, they can bow to God, they can prostrate to earth, knowing that there is no wicked eye watching them from behind. And they do not have always to be taking care of how they look and how they dress. They can simply go walk from the house to the mosque. But when they go to the streets, they have to take special care. Then the natural tendency among women to display their beauty stops them for a while, and they say, all right, let's do the makeup before we go to the shop for the shopping. What for? Why do they make up? What are the shopkeepers to them? Husbands are in the house. If they want to look beautiful, they should look beautiful before the husbands, not to the unrelated people. So these are deeper issues of human psyche which have been attended and answered in Islamic system of human relationship. And they should be understood in this broad vision. For the time being, let it suffice. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Hazur.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
There is a question from a lady guest from Detroit.
Yes.
She says, I have read in some hadiths about the followers of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that they have seen the seal of the Prophet in the form of some lump or tumor between his shoulders, between the shoulders.
You see, I have also read about such traditions which deal with this, but when you read the Quran, these ahadiths are not supported by the Quran at all. You see, if they mean to say that there was a seal on the back which was imprinted on the prophets, how can you build the scenario? It becomes totally meaningless. Now, this much I can give, that maybe there was a symbolic something to show a sort of seal. But when Hadhrat Muhammad ﷺ is mentioned, it is not said in the Quran that he bears a seal. It is mentioned that he is the seal. Now, there is a world of difference between the two things. The Holy Quran says he is the seal. And these traditions say he bore a seal. And that seal could not be imprinted on the characters of the prophets. It's impossible. But Muhammad Rasulullah's character could be imprinted upon the prophets, and that is why we know that that prophet who is in conformity with the general character of Muhammad Rasulullah, he is the only true prophet. The one who is in disagreement with the general character of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is a false man. So this is the meaning of seal. So the whole person of Hazur Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the seal of prophecy, not just one single, birthmark or something. So because people want to take things literally overmuch, and they don't want to go into the deeper meaning of the spiritual messages. So it is easy, just a plaything they're looking for. And such people with these superficial attitudes, they highlight these traditions and we don't know when they came into being. After all, they were collected 200 years or sometimes 400 years after the demise of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I don't know about the chain of authorities which quote, but I know this is a fundamental inviolable principle, that if any tradition is contradictory to a clear statement of the Quran, then either that hadith has to be understood in conformity with that statement of the Quran, or it should be rejected, not as a word of the Holy Prophet, but as not being the word of the Holy Prophet. The word of the Holy Prophet could never contradict the Quran, so such hadiths are rejected as false. So either somebody should come with this solution, whereby I could see this hadith to be in conformity with the verse of the Holy Quran which says, "Ma kana Muhammadun aba ahadin min rijalikum walakin Rasulallahi wa khataman nabiyyin." Muhammad is khataman nabiyyin. A khatam is not being carried by Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So when somebody comes with a meaning, then I'll be able to answer that question, not before that. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum Zur. Clean Batti from...
Yes, of course.
I believe on the same wavelength as what we were
just... You have filled your pockets, every pocket, with such care. No empty space is permitted to go waste.
Well, actually I have about 20.
Pardon?
20 pockets.
20 pockets?
Yes, everywhere.
So you must have been carrying scores of things.
Lots of film, cameras.
Yes, good, okay.
Hazur, a question regards Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yes.
Who we were told in a hadith by it was in Abu Dawud.
Yes.
In his grave. The Sahabi asked, Ya Rasulullah, how will
respond to?
Yes. How will you know of this invocations when you have mixed with the dust?
Yes.
Now the question arises in my mind.
No, what was the answer? First finish the hadith. Who was this?
For the hadith? Oh yes. Rasulullah Sallam said, the earth has been forbidden by Allah to damage the bodies of the prophets.
Right.
That is my question.
Yeah.
If you could shed some light on that. Does that go against nature? Does that go against the Quran?
You see, we know from the study of the Old Testament that the bones of prophets were carried in a sacred box, which did not have any flesh on them. It is not the bodies which are mentioned, but bones of the prophets. So this hadith has to be understood in conformity with the history of prophets. The best answer which comes to my mind is the answer which was given already by Hadhrat Abu Bakr Siddiq Radhiyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, that God will not bring two deaths upon you. He will not let your body die and disintegrate, and also your message die and disintegrate. So perhaps Muhammad Rasulullah was referring to this second part, that the message of the prophets is never permitted to disintegrate until it has reached its conclusion. And in that sense, there is no question to be asked. We know that the message of Muhammad Rasulullah is still alive. Apart from that, it is possible that some bodies of some people are preserved by Allah